Good day. Today we're going to be looking at how to customize a layout template. So as you can see, our last video we basically showed how to apply a layout template into a drawing. But this time I want to open up this template and edit the template drawing. But as you can see, where I stored the template, it's not visible. Why? Because it's only looking for DWG files. But a template is actually a renamed drawing file to a template. They're the same properties, the same characteristics. The difference is that the template file is an applied file inside layouts, whereas the drawing file, as you know, is the base drawing environment. The only difference is the last letter in the three-letter extensions. Realistically, you could change the extension from a DWG to a DWT and effectively do the same thing. So when I looked at templates, it'll pop up our drawing templates, and the one that we're using today is the 1371 title block template. So I'll select that and open this drawing. So this drawing opens up, and as you can see, I've got a couple of different templates already created here. And so I'll show you how to create a C-size template for this also. But in the model drawing, notice that there's nothing there. That the templates are all based on the layout locations. So you actually work inside the layouts and not in the model area for the drawing. As promised, we're going to talk about how to create a new layout. And this one happens to be a C-size layout. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new layout with this. And with this layout, we have to do some editing. So what we're going to do is set up the layout manager and do a page setup. And so why the page setup? Well, we need to modify layout number 1, which is the new layer that we're working in. We don't have to worry about the printer plotter. The paper size we do need to worry about because we need an ANSI C-size paper. And we want it to be a portrait setting. So when we deal with this, we want it to be laying on its side. So 22 vertical is probably not the good way to go. So I'm going to have to find an ANSI C 22 by 17, which is the appropriate size. Notice that there are two different ones on the list. One is vertical, which is portrait. One is landscape, which is the longer distance is across the bottom. Now what are we going to plot? We're going to plot the landscape layout that's provided. Our plotting scale is always 1:1 because the layout controls that setup. So we choose OK. And we'll choose close. So here's what we have is we've got a new sheet of paper. This sheet of paper happens to be 22 across by 17 high. We do not have a title block on it, but we do have a viewport, okay, that's on here. Now you can create multiple viewports on a single sheet. You can actually copy and paste this. This is an object. I just gripped it by selecting the outside edge. I can change the shape of this. I can delete this. I would suggest to delete the current viewport. What I'm going to go ahead and do is we can copy the ANSI B layout to the C-size layout, and we'll work with that environment. Because again, we're working in the layout, so if I select this, these are all entities. These are all objects on this layout. So I can choose the copy command, and I can pick the lower corner, and then come over and select the layout. I might have to use the copy and paste, sorry. So I may have to actually use copy and paste. So if I select all these and I right mouse click and choose copy, selection, That's the copy and paste environment. So I copy it. It's still not allowing me to do that. So we're going to have to do this a different way. Yeah, because it's not allowing me to copy it from this one layout environment to the other. We don't want to copy a selection. We want to go to the copy to the clipboard. I knew there was one thing that I missed, and that's copying and pasting to the clipboard. And I'm sure some of you were yelling at the screen, copy with the clipboard. But the clipboard allows you to do copying and pasting, whereas this is copying within the drawing environment. So let's go ahead and copy with our base point. I'll pick the lower corner as our base point. It now has selected 55 objects. I can come over here and I can then do clipboard paste. And if I paste this, this is going to be a set of objects. Now, that may be okay. Okay, now not everything came over appropriately because it's probably got it turned off in new layers. So we're going to have to check the layer properties here. The title block, which is the layer that I was working in, is new VP frozen. So viewport's frozen, but I believe it's set up to freeze with any new viewports. Let's see here, title block. That's unthawed. That's there. So I should have the ability to see that. So let's see what we've got here, title block. I want to unfreeze it. And that is looking okay. So why didn't the lines come across? The viewport did, all the other components did, but the entities did not. That's interesting. Oh, well, I guess if I pasted it as AutoCAD entities as opposed to regular objects, it would have worked. And that's exactly what I had to do. Is I went into the paste special and pasted it as AutoCAD entities, and everything's happy now. So I'm not sure, that was kind of odd. But now we're working on a C-size drawing. So we can actually stretch these and move this to the size that we need. So in essence, I'm going to use the stretch command. I will cut using the green. And why the direction of the green? Well, I wanted to cut at the vertical locations and stretch this up. So if I cut here, it's going to cut those vertical locations, and then I'm able to pull this up straight to where I need it to go. Now the only thing that's different is the middle of the arrowhead, and we'll fix that in a minute. But the same thing can happen here with the stretch, and I'm going to go ahead and do the green. This time I'm going to stretch the title block all the way to the side here. And again, the arrowheads are not in the right spot, so let's fix those. So this arrowhead, I can window around it, and I've got a series of grips, and I need to move this grip, or I can right mouse click and choose move, or choose the move command, and move this object from here to the middle of this line. Now where's the middle of that line? Well, that middle of the line should be where there's a triangle, aka the midpoint. So I can do the same thing here. I can zoom up a little bit, window around the object, choose the move command, pick the end of this object and then move this to wherever I see the middle of this line. And that way the position of it will be appropriate. So again, window around just the object, choose move, pick the pointy endpoint, and then find the midpoint. Because remember, we had preset these up in our drawing environment. That's one of those object snap settings that we have made in the past. That's the midpoint object snap setting that we worked with. And so we do that so that way we can assure that we have some of these settings that are exactly positioned. Alright, so these lines may be slightly off. We might have to readjust these. The horizontal or the vertical ones are off. This one's off, definitely. Because if I were to draw a line straight across, I can tell that that is not in the same position. So I'm going to need to move this down. And so to do that, we window around it, choose move. And why did it not exactly pick everything up? Well, what it was doing was it was selecting not the outer edge of the object, but it was selecting this line segment. And so I'm going to have to find the midpoint of the outer line, draw a vertical, and I probably should have done this in the first place, and then just move the objects, the arrowheads, to those locations. So again, window around the object, choose the move command, pick the arrow, locate it, and do the same thing on the bottom. So window, move, pick the arrowhead, pick the location, and delete the construction line. So now all the arrowheads are in the appropriate locations. It's also set up for the C-size drawing environment. So again, I can come in here, add text of the paper size, so I can use the text command, create the small window, type the capital letter C, highlight it, make it bold, and now I can adjust that letter C to fit in that selection box. And so again, magnification is your friend to adjust things. So that's now going to be a C-size drawing sheet. And so now once I save this, I can rename the layout. If I right mouse click on layout layout 1 and choose rename, I can rename this to ANSIC title block. And so that allows us to now have 3 title blocks. And so you can do this at a company, set up a series of layouts, A size, B size, C size, D, up to E, because that's typically the size that most mechanical drawings would be, is between A and E on paper sizes. And then you're able to create your own custom title blocks in each one. And once you have this, save it both as a drawing file and a DWT file. So you want to use the save as, and it's going to save it back to the template that we originally started with, which is fine. We'll choose save, and it's going to say, do you want to replace it? Yes. And so now it wants a description for the C-size title block. So C-size title block, and it's in English, and saves the layers, and we choose OK. So that's how you can edit your title block. Now if you want to put in your name and have standardized text already applied, you can do that too. Just save the title block. The second save that you do, first one was a first one was a DWT file, a template. I suggest also saving it as a DWG file. That way you've got a drawing file and a template file, and as I explained earlier, they're interchangeable, just change the 3-letter extension. So if something ever goes wrong, you've got another copy of this template that you can apply and utilize. If somebody edits it or modifies it or messes it up, you've got a backup for you to use. That's pretty much it. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.